Hey, let's start off with some news. I initially said I was going to upload a video every single day during this quarantine thing, which was a nice idea, and I managed to maintain it for a month and a couple days, which honestly surprised me. I figured I would burn out sooner, but this past weekend I finally hit my burnout point, and I was just like, I don't want to do this. It's not fun. It's a chore, things of that nature. So I took a break and now I am back to continue churning the videos out. I definitely would not have been able to keep up that pace for another month, which is roughly the remainder of the quarantine time here in the Czech Republic. So, the second piece of news is that I am putting the ladder series on hold, and I am kind of sorry for that, but at the same time, if I didn't stop laddering, I was going to lose my mind. It was really starting to just make me really, really angry. What with all the hacks and the facing my own team and over, yeah, it was a lot. So I'm not throwing it away to never be seen again. Definitely not. I just need some time away from it. So please understand. And my third and final piece of news is that I have a Patreon for those who don't know, or for those who have had a change of heart since the last time I plugged it. It's in the description of every video, just in case. But yeah, if you want to help me recuperate from the traumatic suffering I experienced as I was laddering. God, that was shameless. But yeah, so that's my news. And today we're going to try something a little different because while doing a lot of battling can really weigh heavy and drive you nuts and make you want to hate everything and everyone and just throw your laptop out of a window. Team building for me is always enjoyable. If I'm doing it just to do it and not for some tournament game I'm cramming in that case, then I hate the entire metagame and everything is broken, yet everything sucks and it's just a mess. But when I'm making teams just to make teams, it's calming. It's very fun. So I decided that since some people wanted me to do a team building video for Advance and other generations, this is kind of your interim substitute while I work on that because that's a big video and a lot of effort, and I just want to take it easy. It's Monday, it's Easter. I'm coming off missing 6,000 Will-O-Wisps against Snorlax that decided to stay in, even though they had a perfectly good switch in. As you can see, I'm still not over it. Or teams with Snorlax that did not have a perfectly good Will-O-Wisp switch in. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. So today, we are going to do Advance. And as you see, then there are 10 untitled teams here, which means we are speed building 10 teams. Now, be aware that team building, making good teams is tough. Handling the top threats in the metagame is not that easy, even when you really take your time on one team. So I cannot promise these teams are going to be of the utmost quality, but I know the advanced metagame, so I will be able to make them at least serviceable. And you know what? Sometimes teams just don't work out. In that case, you learn from it, you learn why they don't work, and you move on to make better teams from that. So, I'm also not going to take the easy way out because I could slam T-Tar, Skarm, Blizz, Gengar, Swampert, Filler on here a million times and be more than halfway done instantly. So, yeah, we are looking at the advanced viability rankings, and I'm not saying we're just going to exclusively build with slacking and whatnot, but we are going to dip here, but we're also going to dip into the lesser used OUs and some cool sets that don't get too much action. So without further ado, let us begin with, Pokali providing today's music. So the first thing I want to make a team with is substitutes. This is the only thing I have planned, by the way. Everything else is going to be rare. Or not rare, but thought of on the spot as we move through the viability rankings. And Subsalic Heracross. This Heracross is known as Mopcross. And after MOP, Mop, Master of Pokemon, Aeroblactyl on Smogon. Anyway, so this set is a real terror. and it is potentially one of the most devastating late-game sweepers in Advance. It just sets up, it outspeeds the entire metagame after Salic, because 264 is the magic number to outrun the fastest Pokemon in the tier at +1, those Pokemon being Aerodactyl and Jolteon. So, yeah, we have a 30 HP IV, so we can activate Salic Berry after using Substitute 3 times, because 300 is divisible by 4. So, when you're using Pinch Berries and you want to sub down to them, then you want an HP stat divisible by 4. And personally, I like, on Sub-Salic Heracross, this is the standard, but what I like to do is go down to 264 and get every tiny little bit of bulk I can. So, 304, and then we get some defense EVs. Who knows, this might help against the Tyranitar Rock Slide. So we still have our divisible by 4 HP stat, and we outspeed this, and it also means we can sub with more security. So, like in a one-on-one against offensive Suicune with max speed, we eat Hydro, we sub, and suddenly we are behind a sub with +1 speed and Swarm, meaning we can blow it away with Mega Horn and keep the sub up. So, this set is really dangerous late game, and it has a couple of checks, and we're going to try and make our way past those checks. And excuse me as I adjust my dimensions a little bit. Okay, so the number one partner this thing absolutely needs is Magneton, and we're going to play it safe with Magnet, because we want to be killing Skarm. We're going to use a hidden power. We'll figure out the rest of the set later. We'll figure out the hidden power later, even. We're going to have some special attack, some speed. This is interim for now. We don't know Timid, Modest yet. And I think we're going to run Thunder Wave, just because it's generally the most useful move for Mag. Magnet is also nice for sticking it to Snorlax, especially in Sand. And especially because a lot of them don't run Earthquake. A lot of them prefer Focus Punch to hit Skarmory if they don't have a Magneton of their own. So, they are not able to hit Mag in a one-on-ones. Oh, you poke them down. Anyway, the last move I want to use is probably Rain Dance or Sunny Day. I don't know which one yet. I'm going to lean toward Rain Dance because I don't see a lot of fire moves being used on this team. Because of Magneton. Magneton eliminates the number one need for fire moves, which is Skarmory, and Jirachi and Metagross are dealt with in other ways. Although at the same time, I'm probably gonna... I want Rain Dance because I want to weaken Fire Blast from Mixments, because Mixments is really annoying to physical offense type stuff. At the same time, I'm wondering if Sunny Day might be better to weaken Hydros from things like Swampert. Like, for example, this is a really specific example, but Monopert with Refresh versus Heracross in Sun, if it doesn't break the sub, then maybe it's worth it. No, it still breaks the sub. Okay, well, it was a nice idea. So I think we're gonna go with Rain Dance, because Magneton already threatens water types, and Salamence is really annoying. So we're gonna go with Sunny Day. So this is our set. We'll go Modest or Timid, depending. I like Modest because I like killing Skarm. So, yeah. The biggest problems with Hera are Skarmory, so that's solved. I'm gonna go ahead and add Snorlax just because he needs to be on just about every physical offense team. Nothing else is gonna check special stuff and hit back like he does, and we're gonna... This is an offensive team, so we're gonna go with an offensive set, so Self-Destruct. So we've got that, and we're almost surely gonna add a Metagross, but let's just go over what Hera needs out of the way. It needs Gengar chipped a little, because the standard bulky Gengar, 240 HP, 44 defense, that lives +1 Salamence will also live a +2 Rock Slide. You'd only need a little bit of chip, but getting that chip is really hard on a Pokemon that has the infuriating tendency to stay at 100% all game. And we want a good response to Will-O-Wisp Gar anyway, because we don't want it ruining our Snorlax. So, between Metagross, Tyranitar, and Houndoom, the most viable pursuiters, I'm going to say we're going to lead towards Metagross because it also provides us defense against opposing Tyranitar. So we can run Pursuit on it, and I think Dugtrio is always a pain for these kinds of teams. At least this Heracross can really punish Dugtrio for locking into Earthquake. But I don't want to commit on already having 5 Pokemon, and so if we can compress Pursuit onto Metagross, then that would be great. So I'm leaning towards this, and with Psychic and HP Grass. You know what? Let's try this. This is a good set on Magneton offense teams. So, Modest, because its Explosion is still going to be killing things. We'll decide Lefties or Lum later. This is going to be an Adamant Lax, no need for Fire Blast with Magneton. So, another thing, the Heracross's #1 natural check is Salamence, to a lesser extent Gyarados, but mostly Salamence, because it is bulkier and faster. So it switches in, it takes a couple -1 rock slides and threatens with HP Flying or Fire Blast, and it soaks up Mega Horn, you know, Intimidate and all, so we're going to want some way of damaging Salamence reliably. Thing is, nothing really baits Salamence in, because Salamence is not a... It doesn't have a strict defensive purpose the way Snorlax and Metagross do. Snorlax switch into special stuff. Metagross switch into a lot of physical stuff. Mens is less in that vein, because a lot of Pokemon can really threaten him, so he's more of a pivot in on Swampert's Earthquake and threaten it out before it hits you with HP Grass, with Ice Beam. Threaten it out with HP Grass, that kind of thing. So I think it's just going to be something you have to grin and bear. You're going to have to play around Salamence with mixed offense always. You gotta keep Metagross healthy, keep Snorlax healthy. Yeah, have your pivot game ready. Luckily, against Magneton, it'll almost always go for Fire Blast. No sense Brick Breaking and getting Thunder Wave, so. Another option on Magneton is Salic Berry with Endure over Sunny Day, because that helps with stuff like Offensive Starmie and even Dugtrio. And I'm gonna go ahead and make the decision to put HP Grass on this, because Fortress is pretty popular right now, but this team is not going to want to switch into Swampert. So I think that's a greater evil. So we're just going to go ahead and do this set on Mag. We want some bulk on Snorlax. I'm just going to play it simple, no need for fancy counter stuff. This fast Magneton also lets you get a lot of chip on opposing Snorlax. So this spread, well, first of all, this amount of attack allows you to always KO, what's it called? Zero bulk Dugtrio with Body Slam. And this amount of special bulk, I believe, is what it takes to avoid Modest Max Suicune hitting you with, or to a KOing you with a +1 Hydro Pump in Sand. And it also helps a lot against Modest Zapdos Thunderbolt. So, we still want Shadow Ball, even though we have Pursuit on Gross, because Pursuit is not an OHKO move, and you want to be able to threaten Gengar, as well as hit Celebi harder without having to boom, necessarily. So this is the start of a good physical offense team. It's going to have its problems, like Moltres is going to be the worst thing in the universe, and it's really making me reconsider my Pursuit Tyranitar stance. So the last couple are going to be an additional Rock check, something that can eat ground moves. So I'm thinking our options are, okay, well, here's a couple ideas. We go with the Pursuit Tar and then Salamence last. So I'm thinking Pursuit Tar, because something's gotta deal with Moltres, right? Right now this is going to be unacceptably ripped apart by Moltres, and Molt is actually the #1 reason why I stopped using Salicera teams in the first place. It was really hard to get going. But the problem with T-Tar is that it sets up Sand, and we don't want Sand. So we're going to give Houndoom a whirl. Houndoom blanks Moltres completely, and it's got a Dugtrio issue, but nothing punishes Dugtrio like this guy, so... Alright, this frees our Metagross up to run something like Agility, or the amazing Endure Salic set, so this helps even more against offense, and I actually really like this change. It's going to... Yeah, so this isn't great, but, you know, you're making concessions because you're using Heracross, so we'll do this. Actually, we're just going to max speed here because we want to be outrunning other Magneton without the need of Salic, so we'll just go with this. Actually, let's calc versus Mixments. And see if, what the calc is, because it's level 75 Metagross. It's not that strong. Okay. Yeah, that's a little much. Now, I know a lot of Mixments these days, almost all, are not going to KO because they run plus speed, but it's nice to have some recourse against it without having to endure necessarily, so let's see how much those 48 EVs we like help. Yeah, okay, we'll go with 44, or 48 special. Oh, let's go with the usual spread, that's fine. You can go more or less if you want, this is just what I'm going to recommend. So, yeah, here's Heracross, here's this. I think it doesn't need that much attack. I mean, I like a lot of attack on Snorlax, I do. So I think it can get away with this little defense, but at the same time I recognize that you might want to be eating Swampert Earthquake, so I'm going to recommend this. I like this number for HP, just bulk everything out a little bit, and this makes everything nice and even. Oh, I guess I should mention, since in good faith, or I forgot my word there, but it's not important. 12 EVs is probably what you want, so you can outspeed Paralyzed Aerodactyl. So, we'll go with that. And we'll get we want that nice 200 stat. You know, we're just going to round everything out nicely. Perfect. What a beautiful Snorlax spread. A lot of this is still going to avoid that Suicune and Zapdos, those Suicune and Zapdos benchmarks. So, we'll be fine there. And a lot of Snorlax EVing is just making the numbers look pretty. As long as your benchmarks are hit, then the rest is go nuts. So, Houndoom, Fire Blast, and Pursuit, non-negotiable. And I'm also going to put HP Grass here. This means you can actually chip Swampert. And then the last, I'm going to put, well, it's Salamence or Gyarados. I like Salamence's better bulk and more attack, so it dishes out more damage against things like Tyranitar. At the same time, and Snorlax doesn't really, or Swampert doesn't really come in for free anywhere. Metagross is always threatening to blow it up. Another thing you could do here is run an HP Grass Metagross. Just make it slower, bulkier, and run HP Grass over, what's it called? Endure. I think that's fine, but I think the Dugtrio security is really valuable on a team like this. And if you're threatening to boom Swampert, that's really good. Plus, against Mono Pert, you can just go to Snorlax and pressure that way. You have a lot of options here. So Houndoom we're going to make modest, because we want it chunking Gengar for as much as possible. And with this, actually, we can get rid of Shadow Ball on Snorlax for Curse. This puts a lot of pressure on Celebi. This actually traps Celebi, too, so the synergy here is really nice. And so I'm going to recommend Curse here. You can also go Counter if you like, but I like Curse to force the issue against T-Tar and Metagross, and Jirachi too. So, yeah, we're going to go with very bulky DD Mence. Mence is also better against opposing Heracross. So, you could also do Endure over Substitute and Reversal over Rock Slide. It does a ton of damage. So that's up to you. And we're going to go with Rock Slide in the last slot. And we're going to go with Beat Up here because it destroys Blissey. So you're going to be annoying a lot of teams this way. You're going to want... Actually, we want Flash Fire because Hypnosis Gar is bad and unreliable. And this actually lets it completely wall Moltres. So you don't actually damage it much, but if there's sand, then you'll be fine. The set isn't ideal. You want Will-O-Wisp, but... you know what? Yeah, I'm going to recommend Black Glasses. And... No. Black Glasses is dumb. We want Longevity. So, and Will-O-Wisp. To further help with Tyranitar. So we'll go with this set. And... yeah, lefties and just bulk and Spadef to... This is Heracross speed and Suicune speed. So yeah, this Salamence. So I think this set is good. Again, if you're gonna try these teams out, say what works, say what doesn't, tweak it. This is definitely not gospel. So we're gonna go with this, and I'm gonna go even lower. I'm gonna go to 264, that +1 arrow / jolt benchmark, because the extra speed FEVs are really nice against mixed ments and weaker ice beams and HP ices and even ice punches. Although ideally you're not dealing with Houndoom ice punch. So a lot of great synergy here. Houndoom dealing with Gengar helps both Heracross and Ments, and the synergy is really nice. So this is not going to be a full team breakdown of everything because we got more teams to build. And of course we need a lead. Now none of these leads are really great. I generally don't think Salagross is too good a lead, so I think what you can do is lead Salamence, just to put the idea of mixed or banned in their heads, and then surprise them later with DD. So, yeah, cool. This looks fun, and I hope it works. Out for whoever tries to use it. Oh, and Sunny Day does have purpose because it now jacks up Houndoom's Fire Blast. That's really cool. Awesome. So yeah, we're going to take that. Curse will also help Snorlax a lot in one-on-ones against Swampert, so I like that a lot. Alright, yeah, with teams like this, you're not going to cover every threat perfectly. A lot of it is going to be playing around and having to do merry little dances, but it's the nature of teams like this. So yeah, go forth and enjoy. Maybe I'll use it whenever I hop back on the ladder. Who knows when that'll be. Anyway, so I knew I wanted to make a team with Heracross. Now I don't know what I want to make a team with. We might not do all 10 today because that is a lot of teams. I should have settled on a smaller number like 5, but what the hell. Okay. I'm going to say Regice. Regice. I'm intrigued by Regice, what it can do. Now, this team is going to inherently be a little derivative of what I know Regice to work with, but there's not a lot of options for Regice. It's just offensive teams. So, the last move slot, T-Wave is really nice if you're not facing Fortress, and HP Fire is really nice if you're facing Fortress. And just for overall better use, I'm going to say Thunder Wave. I don't know why that's mild. If this is going to be a Dugtrio team, then it doesn't need it. And I think just Ice Beam plus Explosion and Sand will help Zapdos or whatever pick Blissey off. So we're going to go with Modest, but we'll see. So we got to decide what kind of Regice team is this going to be. First of all, it's going to be a shiny Regice, because shiny Regice is amazing. So is it going to be a kind of mixed offense team? Well, I don't think so, because I remember testing that in my Regice video, and it was not the same as Snorlax. Lax was just better. So I think the best thing Regice can do is enable special attacking teammates. So we're going to have Dugtrio, we're going to have Suicune, because you got to have Suicune. And you're going to have Calm Mind, and we're going to go offensive. I know I made a video about why this set can be frustrating, but this is the kind of place where it'll shine. And then we're going to automatically add Celebi and Jirachi. Although this Jirachi could be a Metagross, and I think I might like that. But, so yeah, we'll hold off there. Celebi is important, so Regice is not completely alone against special attackers, helping against things like Zapdos and Suicune. So Regice it's not Regice as the only hit thing holding you back against those things. So I like Modest Celebi. I like really sticking it to Skarm. So you can run Timid if you like, but I think it's really good here. I think Baton Pass is nice, but this kind of team does not tend to be too confident against Salamence. So I'm going to have Psychic there, and it's also better against Moltres. This might need Timid after all. How frustrating. We'll get there. We're going to say at least 270 speed, though. Don't want Heracross ruining our day. So we've already got synergy here because Celebi will bait in other Dugtrio for our Dugtrio to abuse, so that makes me think it's got to be Jirachi. So now what we need is some way to handle Blissey. We gotta lure it in, because Regice is one thing, but Regice can also see other Pokemon. And I'm going to propose Baton Pass Zapdos. The traditional answer here is Gengar, because it has a Will-O-Wisp and it can threaten Snorlax really nicely. But what I like about Zapdos is, first of all, other Suicune is not going to be a problem at all. Second of all, Baton Pass, helps it get into situations where Dugtrio can take out T-Tar, and then Regice has a much clearer shot. Of course, Regice also is going to struggle against things like Metagross and Jirachi, but that's also where Dugtrio comes in, so... Alright, you know what? Now I'm gonna think... Yeah, Selby also needs Psychic because it's the Will-O-Wisp Gengar answer, and we need a good switch-in after it comes in on Dugtrio, after it traps something. So we're definitely keeping Psychic. I would love to have the double Baton Pass, but not feasible here. So, Power Grass, Thunder Wave, and Baton Pass. This is the standard. Although, you know what I'm thinking here is Toxic. Because what we're going to want to do is threaten... I mean, on one hand, we're going to run a bulky Dug. We're going to run bulky, jolly Dugtrio, because I think this team really needs the speed. But we want to be living Blissey's Ice Beams. So, what you can do is run Beat Up over Rock Slide, because everything here besides Regice has a great natural attack stat. Not great, but 75 is acceptable. So you're going to be out-damaging Earthquake. So we can try that. So we're going to just go down, because there's not a lot in between. Once you go down from 372, then here are your benchmarks. 365, this beats Jolly +1 Tyranitar. That's, we can't do that and live Blissey, and living Blissey is more important, so... I'm thinking about changing the Regice set to maybe lure T-Tar better, but we'll see. And then here at 363, you outrun Starmie, and you're also outrunning Endeavor Swampert at +1, and then you go all the way down to 330. And you're going to be losing out on Gengars, but that shouldn't be a problem. Oh, for Jirachi, we're going to slap Calm Mind, Psychic there. We don't want to be getting walled by Gengar. Coverage is nice, but I think the stab hit against things like Snorlax is more crucial. So, double Thunder Wave might be nice here, but I'm still figuring out the Blissey plan. Toxic helps against that Blissey plan, so I think we got to keep it. And we'll hold off on T-Wave Regice for now. So yeah, we're going down here, use these IVs, and bulk. You need all of it to help with Blissey, as you'll see here. The damage calc is your best friend. Use it. Find your benchmarks and use the hell out of it. So as you can see here, 140 is enough to survive, but you want insurance because sometimes Dugtrio is going to step on a spike and you want everything you can get. So this is, it's not good odds. That's another thing Zapdos does. It prevents the early spike, so you can really go to town. So hopefully the other team will have sand. Most Blissey teams have sand, if not all. Or let's say 99%, just to be safe. So I'm going to say beat up here. Moltres is annoying. So we're going to go for Timid Selby and also get the jump on most Salamence. So, alright. This will also get the jump on standard bulky Gengar. You can creep a little if you like. General bulk for special and physical hits alike. Jirachi will also be timid. We'll figure out the coverage in a second. Fire Grass is tough to go wrong with. And this will also be timid to help with Moltres further, and Mence. So, cool. So the idea here is you Toxic Blissey, and then you Thunderbolt, and they don't have other great switch-ins, and Baton Pass will help you land the Dugtrio target. And once Blissey is target number 1. That's the most important thing. Problem is, what is leading off against Tyranitar? The answer, not much. So I think Suicune is a better lead. I would not risk it against Explosion here. You really are going to need it. But it's nice to provoke. If the choice is between getting Suicune boomed by Metagross and getting Zapdos boomed, the choice is definitely Zapdos. So as for last move, well, we want this thing to be fast, at least this fast, if not more. I'm going to say, realistically, speed is probably going to be more useful than bulk, but, I'm not one to turn my nose up at bulk, so we're going to outrun Gyarados, and, you know, this should be fine. HP numbers ending in 9 are great because they help with residual damage. That is a trick I learned from Life Orb in DPP and onwards. So we'll go with this speed stat. This is fine. So this is cool. And now we're going to go with this Zapdos. Or 251 or 250? Yeah, no, 250. So we're going to keep this and just have some nice spread out EVs. 250 is fine because this beats Gara, that beats Dugtrio at +1, and Salagross is going to endure in your face anyway. So, as for last move, tough question. I am going to say probably HP Grass, because getting Toxic by Swampert sucks, and hitting other waters is nice, especially if you're trying to 1v1 star me. So HP Grass is the safest move. So this is just to not have to be... This is a lead because you don't want to be switching into T-Tar with this team. You want to be making it pay. So, yeah. There's that. Now, Regice. Whew, I kind of want it to be fast just because it lets it get the jump on a lot of stuff. At the same time, the bulk is nice. So if we're going Thunder Wave, definitely bulk. Thunder Wave, Thunder Wave. The question is Thunder Wave or Superpower. And I think we're gonna try out Superpower. Alright. Now, bear in mind, this is incredibly weak. This is mostly to pick off tar that's been chipped. Not to OHKO it or anything. So let's, for example, 0 bulk, Tyranitar at level 75 for some reason. Superpower. See, that's not that much, but if it's switched into an Ice Beam and you're fast, then it can definitely help. So not a lot of tar hang around this range. I think if you're outrunning tar around... Well, this is also Scarm territory. So that's 104 attack. Let's see, 0... That's something, so... Let's go for a minimum of 60%. That seems reasonable. Alright, so this 56 will do 60% minimum to this, and it'll always do 50% to a max HP tar. Realistically, the bulkiest tar you're gonna find, so I think that is reasonable. So 56 looks good. And now we want speed. I'm tempted to just chuck the rest in. This will outrun a lot of Scarms, and if they're outrunning you, then they're taking a lot of damage from... What's it called? Thunderbolt. Yeah, so there's that. And if Metagross comes in on you, that's fine. If it blows up Zapdos, that's really great, because it's not blowing up any of your Calm Minders, especially Suicune. So then you can focus your effort on Snorlax. So, yeah, Jirachi, Psychic, definitely. Careful of Snorlax outside of Sand. I would not hesitate to blow Regice up against that, because you can still handle most special guys with Celebi and Jirachi, and even Zapdos to an extent. So, I would, yeah, Snorlax outside of Sand, pain in the ass. You're going to have to trade down with it somehow. So, another option is Thunder Wave and Toxic. Basically, 2 of Toxic, Baton Pass, and Thunder Wave is what you need. In theory, I guess you could pretend like you have HP Grass and just not use it. Swampert is not a threat to this team, but you don't want to be getting walled by Swampert. So if they have a Swampert, I would not reveal all of... I mean, okay, I would probably not reveal all of Toxic, BP, and Thunder Wave. You can probably get away with it. So yeah, Thunderbolt, and then 3 of HP Grass, Toxic, Baton Pass, and Thunder Wave. T-Wave will be helpful, but I think Toxic and BP are just too crucial to enabling Dugtrio against Blissey and Tyranitar. Make sure these IVs don't sneak up on you. Yeah, so now here's the problem. Do you want Bolt Beam Jirachi, or do you want Fire Punch HP Grass? Now I'm going to say, since we have Dugtrio, a bulky Dugtrio, and we're going to be forcing Metagross to boom, then Ice Punch and Thunderbolt are going to be more useful, especially because Swampert is not really a threat to the rest of this team, and with how little they run Earthquake now, or the offensive sets are going to get trashed by Psychic, and the defensive sets are going to get walled, so I'm going to say this set is probably good. Salamence is a threat, so it'll also help against Flygon, who is a major threat. So, yeah, another reason for Toxic on Zapdos, which is kind of forgotten these days, but still potent. So, max special attack, max speed, Thunderbolt helps against Moltres, so cool. This +1 Thunderbolt will also smack Arrow around. That's really nice. So yeah, I think this is good. Snorlax outside of Sand, like on the Undisputed team, the Breloom Charizard one, is going to be a really annoying poke. So I'm going to check just versus random Utility Lax. That superpower does absolutely nothing, but luckily you can Ice Beam it, and you don't want to be... see, this is -1, so you got to be careful about lowering your attack and defense, but Explosion will do a good chunk, and most Lax are less bulky than this. This is an obscene amount. And so let's say around this, you'll be doing around 60 to it, so just be very aggressive. Let loose Hydro Pumps. Don't try to predict Zapdos. Hydro Pump, because you'll still hit Zapdos with Suicune's Hydro, and more importantly, Snorlax. So Lax is the biggest problem, and that's why this team generally likes Gengar, which is also a fine choice. Or Bulky or Jirachi. Bulky Jirachi is very viable. You can run Wish, Calm Mind, and then Psychic and Fire Punch, and it'll help. I would just be wary of Salamence. It'll help against non-EQ Lax very much. It'll keep everyone healthy, so that's another option. This is up to you. But I think the fast pace of this team and the dangers of Salamence and Flygon mean that you're generally going to like the speed. However, test Bold, Wish, Calm Mind. Whoops. Oh. Yeah, and see how it goes. So, yeah. Hell, you know what might be good here? I would even say HP Fighting Zapdos. Yeah, definitely use this, because by the time you reveal you don't have HP Grass, then you will have hit something hard already. So this set is kind of janky. You can still mess around with T-Wave in here, but I think this is really important. HP Fighting will pick off a low health Blissey, and you will be doing a lot of damage to Tyranitar. So that is my official recommendation. Mess around with the EVs as you see fit. Actually, since you can't run max speed with HP Fighting, then we're going to go down to Celebi speed and rest in attack. So, cool. Alright, so that's team number 2 down. So we got some interesting offensive stuff so far. Next up, what's it going to be? We could do something with an intriguing Tyranitar set. Tyranitar, but what intriguing set is there to use? We know our Mix, Pursuit, Choice Band stuff. You know what? There's not enough Choice Band Tar out there. We'll make a Choice Band Tar team. Because Choice Band Tar is really, really powerful. And it is just instant death. So this is going to be a fairly meat and potatoes slugfest of a team. So we don't know how fast this thing's going to go. Probably pretty fast. We're adding Metagross almost automatically. And I think that Choice Band thing was a misclick, but I think it fits. We don't want to be messing around with mixed stuff. We want instant damage. We want instant results. We're going to go with Brick Break just to see if we can catch some cheeky Magneton. And Explosion. I mean, we can Double Edge for Milotic too, but I think Brick Break is generally going to be better. And make sure we'll have to come back for these IVs. We can also use Double Edge on Tar for extra damage, but I think HP Bug's coverage is too crucial. So now we need an answer, and I think the next Pokemon is going to be Arrow. So we got a triple Choice Band attack. And now we're going to add Double Edge and then a Hidden Power, probably Flying. We're going to want something that can deal with Will-O-Wisp Gengar now, because he is the devil. I'm going to say probably HP Flying over Bug on this team. And we're going to need backup physical check, so almost certainly going to be Swampert. because Metagross is going to boom a lot. So now we need Zapdos and Celebi, or not Celebi, we need Zapdos and Gengar covered. Suicune's not fun either. Snorlax would be a good idea, but it doesn't cover Will-O-Wisp Gengar, so we're going to add a Celebi. And then, I think Celebi is good. I mean, this could also be a Blissey, but I like Celebi's ability to keep pressure on the opponent, as well as momentum with Leech Seed. So for this set, I don't know yet. I think it's going to want bulk more than offense here, given the sheer power that's being dished out so far with the triple choice band attack. So, I mean, it might seem fun to add a 4th choice bander, but I'm trying to be practical here. It's something to clean the game up. So, something to set up, and I'm thinking Dragon Dance, and I'm thinking probably Salamence. So we can see if Mence works. Gyarados might also help, but I like Celebi's ability to handle water types, so we're going to have Leech Seed. So this is good offensively and defensively. So this is a physical offense that doesn't run, well, it doesn't run Snorlax, but it also doesn't run Magneton, so. I mean, Snorlax could work here, just to, yeah, actually, no, I'm going to say Snorlax here, just for the backup special checking at Celebi, so things don't get hairy against waters, and this extra explosion, because you're going to be giving free turns to stuff no matter what you choose when you lock in a choice band attacks, so you like having explosion to check just about everything in a pinch. Also helpful against special attacking stuff like Calm Mind Jirachi, so yeah, I'm going to say that. We're going to Body Slam, we're going to 4-attack this thing. We're going to Earthquake because Jirachi's a threat. We need Shadow Ball for Gengar, so same EVs as last time. Is this it? This was 136. 176, 12, 48. Yeah, okay, same spread as last time, that's probably fine. Can probably go more, but yeah, so Leech Seed, I don't know what else yet. I also don't know. Okay, let's go with EV. So first off, I want max attack, so this is going to outrun offensive Swampert. We want that. Boom. Dugtrio is going to be a problem if you let this team go long, so you're going to want to get that boom off really quick. You're going to want to do a lot of damage in as short a time as possible. So the weapons are there. Yeah, so Celebi is the only thing really holding it back, I guess. So this is going to have a Hydro Pump, the bare minimum amount of defense, and special attack, so you actually lay the hurt down on Skarm, and, well, the minimum is 36 special attack to actually kill that thing, or arrow, in one shot. This is the minimum amount of defense. This Spadef always lives Zapdos HP Grass if it comes to that, and it helps against offensive Starmie. So I think this is generally fun. Nah, more special attack. That's a good, yeah, that'll do it. So just be careful. I don't know what set this is going to be yet, and that's the only thing keeping us. Let's, we need Psychic because we need to stave off Gengar 100%. So Leech Seed, Psychic, we want to pressure Skarmory if we don't want to blow it up with Metagross, and we don't want Fortress doing similar things. So I like HP Fire, and this is a good set. I ran this on one of my special offensive teams in SPL. These four. Good Pokemon all around. So yeah, this is cool. Giga Drain might be nice. You know what you could even do is run Giga Drain over Baton Pass. I like the momentum, but at the same time, I also like actually being able to smack the water type. So I'm going to say that. This is a pretty unique set. I think it'll work though. So, again, Moltres, huge pain in the rear. So this special defense, this also lives Moltres. Use it to smack it. Maybe this wants Rock Slide too. Although it's really tough to predict that, so I'm going to say just be aggressive. Be really aggressive. So, yeah, again, Timid. And Bulk. So, this will help. Alright, this team looks fun. I mean, it's got 3 choice banders, so it's always going to have some issues, but I think they're mostly patched through, so, yeah. Next up, what's up next? Who's to say? You know what's cool? Wheezing is really cool. Thing is, I feel like the team it's on is kind of going to build itself, and I don't even remember if I've used it or not on the ladder, but yeah, okay. We'll go with something else. I would love to build more rain, seriously, but it's also a more time-intensive thing, because you really got to check off a bunch of boxes with it. So we're going to see what else we can do. Alright, you know what? If we did Regice, we can do Raikou. I haven't made a team with Raikou in years. I'm talking since before I entered my 20s. Yeah, I think the last time I used Raikou was actually when I was 19. Crazy. So this is the standard set. I don't even know if this is the best set. Although, you know what? This is the standard. It is potentially really threatening. It's got so many issues. You got to deal with Doug and Blissey and whatnot. Well, I guess, and then you still have trouble with stuff like Tar and Arrow, and it's a lot. So, you know, instead of this standard set, I'm gonna propose something wilder to just make everything more dangerous. This is a cool set, I think, and because it's got such great speed, I think it can afford to run Modest. So this will really lay the smackdown on Claydol, and you'll still outrun 100s. So I think this is a good set. And Calm Mind 3 attack, so super cool. So we're adding Dugtrio because we need the Doug, and we are going to run the same spread as on the other team. And we're also going to run Beat Up. Alright, so Jolly. Oh, I'm going to jump back to the other team really quick, because I just want to remind everyone to always check their HP bug IVs. You want the 31 attack here, I think. Alright, let me just... Alright, cool. So, Raikou Dugtrio, classic combination, although from the earlier days of Advance. So we're going to add Suicune again, because special offense, you want the Suicune. And, I mean, in theory, we could do something like the other team with just Raikou over Zapdos, but I don't think that's going to be as solid. So, since Raikou is kind of a special check in and of itself, but we also want Celebi, because you can't switch Raikou into Zapdos and Gengar, because they have status, and Celebi shrugs those off. So we're going to... I don't know if we can do the quadruple Calm Mind route, but we just might. Dex's team is one from 2013. It could do that, but I'm not sure. So, and I think that team was not the most confident against Snorlax, so again, Moltres and Mence are obnoxious. Another coverage problem for Raikou. But you can't be walled by Swampert. It's not like Jirachi, because Jirachi can live an Earthquake from offensive Swampert, so... yeah, same deal. God, I love using Celebi. Same deal here, Hidden Power Grass. Alright, before I forget, I'm going to try and make a cool team with Blaziken. This Blaziken is awesome. Unfortunately, even though it's my namesake, I cannot recommend Blaze Kick on Blaziken in good conscience. Was that the word I was looking for earlier? I think so. Alright, we want Jirachi now because, well, we want Jirachi or Metagross because we want that steel typing for HP flyings and double edges and rock slides. So, the question is, if we do it, then what's our last going to be? We really like HP Grass here. for the, what's it called? Starmie. That could be annoying to this team if we're not careful. So again, Calm Mind Psychic. I'm going to say Ice Punch Thunderbolt for the same reasons as the other team. And now I'm thinking here is where we add Gengar, because Snorlax is a little too... I mean, it's not great against the other team, but Raikou is irrevocably destroyed by it, whereas Zapdos could at least play for stuff against it. So I'm going to say that here is where we slap on that Gengar. Gengar will also... God, the thing is here... oh, same idea, by the way. Lead off with Suicune, just so you don't have to switch into Tar. This Gengar, I think... I mean, the moveset, we're not going to run a special attacking Gengar. It's going to have a lot of... utility. It's going to be pure utility. So, I think my first instinct is to EV it for Mence. That said, maybe that's a bit hasty because... hasty, pun. Maybe it's a little quick because I don't see this Gengar surviving to the late game almost ever. It's meant to get in, bruise that special wall, get dirty. That said, the bulk might be useful because I want it to live Snorlax Shadow Ball. With sand, preferably. And at level 100. Okay, so just... Yeah, and once you're at max HP, you may as well add the Mence bulk. So, you can still go Timid, even with Explosion, and at least this much speed. Now, normally, I know I said Hypnosis Gengar is really bad. And it is, but sometimes it does things nothing else might. And if you're going to be going down with the ship anyway, then... What I'm saying is, Hypnosis might work well with Destiny Bond, and Explosion, and Will-O-Wisp, and Ice Punch, and... Oh, it's tough. See, it has so many good moves. I'm going to... Okay, we'll go with Taunt. This Gengar set is fucking ridiculous. Pardon my Czech, but... Goodness. You want Taunt Wisp for Skarmory and Forcing Blissey and Destiny Bond, and... you want Explosion too, and obviously this should be Jolly, because there's no special attacks. I don't know if you even need Explosion and D-Bond, but it seems safer? Because you don't have to predict with Destiny Bond and having them set up, and you know, or versus Taunt and having them attack. So I think it's nice, especially because Explosion stops the turn. So you can explode on T-Tar and guarantee kill it with Doug, for example. So I'm thinking Special Defense might be good. This lets it live Moltres, Fire Blast, and Sand. It's a little more than what it needs, but generally you're not going to be needing many other EVs. Actually, you know, in the interest of saving as many EVs as possible and being better against things like Mence, you know, maybe living it with Sand. Then, yeah. This will help against Gara and Sand too, although... yeah. That's more for Thunderbolting Gengars. So here, I think it'll be fun to... Explosion? Yeah, I think this is the way to go. Again, experiment with it. See if you can get something else out of it. Problem is, what if they have Tyranitar and Blissey? I guess Pursuit Tyranitar and Blissey is rarer, but you still want to be prepared for it. Because you don't want to... Basically, what you want to do is survive the Tar and still come back to live, to mess with Blissey. So, surviving Tar is not a problem, but it's going to have to be slower. I don't know if this team can afford that. Like, this spread on Gengar. The 112... Yeah, see? Yeesh. No outrunning base 100s? That's ugly. So, and the thing about this is I don't know if it can feasibly survive Snorlax's Shadow Ball. So we're going to go with that spread. So, 116, how much bulk would it want? Does it want to... Well, we're going to add 4 defense because that's a lot. Oh, that's 8 defense. Yeah, 4 defense for now. So to live it and sand is the goal. So we want... Alright, yeah, this is where I have my fun in the calc. It's not going to be perfect because Lax can definitely run more EVs, attack EVs, but it's something. So 12. 16, alright. More defense EVs. Well, first we'll calc the Tyranitar living with plus speed. That's something I like to have. Mild instead of modest because I'm stupid. 252. Yeah, we're going off the crunch calc, so that requires 68. Alright. And we want the speed stat. So can we do it? Oh my god, that's perfect. It lives tar, it outruns the 100s, and what's the calc against Snorlax? I have a frustrating feeling it's not going to be quite enough. We might have to grin and bear it at this point. Just be really careful around Lax, I guess. Don't let it come in for free. This team doesn't pile on it as much as the other one. Like Regice or Zapdos, you can just stand and beat it down. But here, you don't have that option as much. So if you feel Lax is coming in, don't just Thunderbolt with Raikou or attack with Suicune. You might want to double switch to Gengar immediately. So, oh, this is perfect. Oh, I want it just a little bit more. See, even just 20 defense. We might have to take a 116 roll against Tar. So, because, see, just those 20 defense EVs, that goes such a long way. That goes such a long way. OU special... Quiet. Crunch. Yeah, versus 64. So that's 1/16 roll to kill. What you can also do is cheat a little bit by going to 244 SpDef because a lot of Pursuit Tar will run HP Grass. So since we are really fighting for every EV we can scrounge up right now, then it might be worth it. Utility versus 24. See, so it doesn't make a dip. This always lives. This is the 1/16. That one's not making a huge difference. Alright, for the sake of time, I'm going to make the executive decision that... Because Lax could theoretically have more anyway, so... My executive decision is... Excuse me, Jesus. First of all, Leech Seed over this on Gengar. Or on Celebi, sorry. No, that can't be done, sorry. You're gonna have to... grin and bear it. This could also run no, HP Grass is too necessary. Alright, you go in here and you just have to play your heart out. See the difference between 68-20 and 64-24. Yeah, we're gonna go with this spread. And just... Well, if they have sand, then Snorlax is easier to beat down. If they don't have sand, then you're good to live at least one of these Shadow Balls. So, win-win, kind of. Alright, so that's another one. So that's 4 down. Blaziken. Now, Blaziken operates on the same principles as Charizard to an actually more immediate extent, in that Fire Grass with a stab fire move especially is really dangerous, as Moltres has shown us, and Charizard too, and Charizard piles it on by having Focus Punch, or a fighting move, for Blissey and Tyranitar. And what separates Blaziken is that it's... Well, first of all, it's not weak to electric, meaning it can actually stay in on Zapdos. But also, first of all, its fighting move is Stab, and its fighting move does not have to be Focus Punch, so it's immediate and riskless. Well, as riskless as a 90% accurate move can be. So, this is where Blaziken draws its strength from, these three moves, and we're going to make it shiny because hell yeah. And we're going to go plus special attack because also hell yeah. So, Blaziken is weak to Dugtrio, but so are a lot of great offensive Pokemon, so. Alright, now we have the choice of EVs. Actually, that's pretty simple. You want a lot of speed. We're going to go with the Gyarados thing, maybe, or maybe less, because you don't really need that much attack, but you do like having it. Just keep in mind, you're not threatening to Oko Bliss or anything. This spread is very non-accurate. Yeah, you're doing a ton, don't get me wrong, but yeah. So let's say even 40 EVs makes it threatening. So the last move, I think Overheat is pretty good, because you really put a charge into Zapdos with Blaze, but Fire Blast is already trashing Zapdos with Blaze. As here you see a level 75 Zapdos getting destroyed. But yeah, with Blaze, then you're almost always killing, always with Sand, and most Zapdos are this bulky, so probably not necessary. And I do think Thunder Punch's coverage is really good. Not just Gyarados, which is the most obvious target, but even just a stronger hit against Suicune can be crucial. You might think 5 base power, no big deal, but yeah, big deal. And more importantly, Charizard and Moltres, who you happen to resist the attacks of. And we're going to go with leftovers because Salic stuff is cool, but I think not being able to get worn down in sand, especially when facing Protect stuff like Swampert, is really good. So, you are actually stronger than Timid Moltres because Timid Moltres runs 348 special attack by virtue of HP Grass, so cool. Anyway. So, we're gonna have, yeah, 40 attack is fine. You can go less or more or whatever, but this is generally fine. Yeah, I think that is good. So, what kind of team is Blaziken gonna fit on? Well, the answer is gonna be offense. If you go to this handy-dandy thread that I mentioned in my How to Get into Advanced video, this one, the ADV Team Building Strategy Cores thing, and then you will see a lot, but as soon as I get there, then see, this kind of team is what the first thing we built today. So, it's going to be this kind of stuff, because stuff like Machamp or Breloom fits on these kinds of things. Anyway, so great. This is a great read. I really recommend it if you haven't checked it out from my other video. So now we're going to go back to the viability rankings for the future thing, and my next goal is going to be making a team that's entirely blue, and that is surprisingly easier than you think. A viable team that is all blue. Anyway, so other than that, this rest of the team is just going to be some good old mixed offense. So, you know what, just for the sake of seeing how it performs, standard mixed offense can generally run almost whatever it wants, really. Teams like the standard 6, which are Zapdos, Metagross, Snorlax, Swampert, Tyranitar, Salamence. You can run stuff over Salamence, so like Weezing, that's a good example. You can run it over Zapdos too. So, you know what? I am interested in this synergy, because Weezing trashes Milotic, which is one of the few things that can really wall Blaziken. Of course, there is something to be said for Choice Band Blaziken, because it just mows by Milotic, but it's got other issues. And I think this set is more immediately threatening, because destroying Swampert, hell yeah. Make sure your HP Grass IVs don't mess you up. Yeah, so on one hand, it's really nice. On the other this might be cramming too many. Generally, if you want to run a really good team, even with something underrated, you want to keep the gimmicks to, or not gimmicks, but lesser used Pokemon to 1. Undisputed Breloom Charizard team is a rare exception, but those are really reliable Pokemon, as they have shown, and they work well together. So while I'm not saying Blaziken Weezing can't work, I'm saying maybe hold off on it. So, Metagross, Snorlax, what the hell is a Snom? Must be, wow, okay, so my keyboard worked to my advantage. No, we don't want CB Lax, we want leftovers. Metagross will threaten Boom. So we're pretty much using Blaziken like a mix of, what's it called? Salamence and Charizard, I suppose. So, yeah, then we have, I mean, we could pretty much just use the Undisputed team, but with Breloom over, or with Blaziken over Charizard, which I think is interesting, honestly, because Zomok has used some teams with Blaziken and Breloom together. It's worth thinking about. So I like the idea, because Breloom puts a lot of pressure on Milotic stuff. So does Snorlax, usually. So, but I don't want to just copy that one. Now, well, it's going to... The idea is really nice, but I think I want to see if I can get away with not using Zapdos. It is going to have to run something non-grounded, though, so Zapdos might just be the best call. So I'm thinking, is there something else that's better over Swampert? Because I know Swampert's a necessarily evil and all, but because we got the 2 rock resists already. So I'm thinking maybe Tar. Tar might be alright. Tar could even provide Pursuit for Breloom, meaning that Metagross is opened up to do something else. And I think I like that. Now this is devastated by Arrow. Now you gotta run the Pursuit Metagross. So, yeah, we did end up making the Undisputed team with Blaziken over this, but I think it is worth it. We're going to use some different sets. I like this Breloom, because it's really strong, and we're just going to max this thing. Can run it in the lead slot even. Blaziken's also a good lead. So is Metagross, of course, but I think you really want to hold it back on this kind of team. So, Hydro, Ice Beam, Earthquake. Yeah, you want DD Mets Insurance too. Yeah, it needs to be Swampert. So, now Zapdos, I think, wants some special bulk for things like Mixments and Suicune. So we're going to run the awesome Modest set, which survives Suicune and outruns Heracross, and runs Baton Pass, and we're going to run Pursuit Meta, and Explosion, and Psychic, and Hidden Power Fire. Now this Metagross is walled by Tyranitar, which is kind of hilarious, but it needs all the moves, I think. So, Modest or Quiet? Yeah, I think we can do Quiet. What was the other one's thing? No, Modest is fine, yeah. So that was that, and yeah, keep it simple, same Lax. This one can counter if we're sticking to the other team, but I like having all these moves, so let's see if I remember that spread by heart now. Was it 160? No, damn it. This was 176, and that was that. Cool. So, there's Blaziken, there's... Oh, we have Blaziken and Swampert on the same team. How could we possibly have missed that opportunity? So, what are we going to do, speed-wise? I like to run bulk on this kind of Pert, and therefore I'm going to do it. So, we're going to... Yeah, this should be fine. Actually, hell, even less. Yeah, let's keep some. Alright, we want... This is the Blissey bulk amount, or for Earthquake and Focus Punch. And then we like Defense EVs. And then we like some speed. How much speed? Let's outrun, there's nothing to do against Milotic. Hell, maybe you want to be slower so it can't recover to full on you ever. So actually, yeah, I support that. So our speed benchmark is slower than Milotic. Awesome, huh? So, but I think we can go lower, lower, lower. 189. That's pretty good, actually. We'll go with an even 190. We'll go with 343 for hazards. And yeah, that looks perfect. Or pretty good. So yeah, this looks like a lot of fun. Go forth, enjoy. Mono Blue, can we do it? So we are 5 teams down. I don't know if I'm going to make it to 10, but not done yet. So Metagross is a given. Heracross. Snorlax. Unfortunately, I don't think you can run Magneton because Magneton is not blue. I mean, I guess you could maybe stretch and say he's blue, but we'll see if we can get away with it. This is also the world's weakest team to... Yeah, Snorlax is navy blue. Gyarados helping out with Mixed Medicine Moltres. And is there anything blue? I mean, Regice is blue, so is Salamence, so... You know what? Yeah, we're gonna go full blue, forget your Magneton. So, Cloyster's blue, but it doesn't really fit. We have physical offense without a Magneton, so we want a lot of Skarmory pressure, so we're gonna run CB Gross to begin with. We're gonna run it fast, because we want it a fast game. We're gonna run set Asta really likes and has used a lot, and it's really good. This Heracross is like the other Salacross, but it has Focus Punch, so it subs and Focus Punches Drill Peck Skarmory really reliably, meaning that you have a lot of pressure on it, so you don't have to run, what's it called? You don't have to blow up immediately with Metagross if you don't want to. And what else can you do? Sorry, I spaced out for a second. We're going to do the same thing as with the other team. We're going to get our 12 and 12. Yeah. So, Swampert, Gyarados is cool here because with Rest, then it will sit on... Yeah, we're going to run a very cool set. Rest. I mean, this team is not very confident against... No, this needs to be offensive, sadly. Yeah, just gotta be careful with Snorlax against toxic spamming water stuff like Milotic. Body Slam. Oh god, the Gengar measures are non-existent here. Good lord. So how do we fix that? The Willow answer right now is to go home. I guess maybe we need that same Metagross set, which, you know what, fine. There's still a lot of pressure coming on Skarm. We'll just have to run a Focus Punch Lax. I really would prefer... No, this needs to be a Bandit Gross. So, Mono Blue is really busting my balls here. Because, for some reason, nothing blue handles Moltres and Gengar. Suicune kinda does. Yeah, what the hell, we'll use Suicune. Calm Mind, Surf, we're gonna run another Asta set, which is Sleep Talk. Modest. And we're gonna run Endeavor on Swampert because it's awesome and fast and dangerous. And slow-paced Milotic stuff will struggle with Lax and Suicune. So, again, this team is very much not optimal. It's just blue. So you can already guess what the theme song for it is going to be. Same Snorlax. Actually, no, this one's got to have Focus Punch. Just for insurance against Skarmory. So we're going to go max attack on this one. We're going to go 12 speed just because, obligatory. We're gonna go with this much and this much, so we really want to hit everything hard here. So now this is still not good at all against Willow Gar, So what we're gonna do is run Guts Heracross with leftovers. So this is a more of a longevity kind of thing. Now remember, you're gonna have to be careful about Skarmory. You don't want to get drill pecked, but ideally CB Gross helps there. So yeah, I think this set is better for this purpose. You can run some bulk on it. I would recommend, again, this benchmark is good. Get some good bulk. Hera's got naturally nice split F. So yeah, this works, this works, this works. So I think this team is actually not bad. We're going to go DD just because of the anti-Skarm effort and for the fast cleanup at the end of games. So yeah, I actually kind of like this. So we actually need it to be faster here because otherwise opposing Heracross is just instant death. Did I cover other Heracross on the... Yeah, I had Houndoom on the other one. So, yeah. Cool, 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 cool. That is 6 teams. Alright, we're more than halfway done. This video's taking a lot longer than I expected, but what the hell? Let's see what else we can make a team with. Let's venture into D. Ooh, Medicham! Someone asked me to make a Medicham team. Now, the thing with Medicham is, you never know what set is really best. You kind of want to run Choice Band because Holy Death, and you know what? I'm going to do that. Gengar is a lot less common in the metagame. We'll have a Pursuiter for it. I just want to spam those banded Brick Breaks. We don't run High Jump Kick in this generation because it is not 130 base power, it is 85. So, Rock Slide? Rock Slide? HP Bug might be worth something, but eh. Would it ever focus? Yeah, it's gonna Focus Punch. So, here's Medicham, make it shiny. Adamant, of course. And never underestimate Bulk. Chuck a few on there. Frail as it may be. So, what kind of team is this going to fit on? The answer is some kind of offense. So, we're already going with our Snorlax Metagross combo just to make up for the lack of defensive utility Medicham provides. And we're gonna Pursuit with this thing, so we don't have to run Tar. And we're gonna keep going here. Shadow Ball, Focus Punch. Actually, we might want to run Tar, just as cleanup. Actually, I kind of want to clean up with Heracross. That's too much. That is too much. Yeah, we're gonna go with Houndoom, maybe? So we can really nail that Gar and mess up offensive teams with Burns. And that would free up Metagross. So yeah, it's kind of a similar team to the other one, except there's not gonna need to be a Magneton this time. So lefties, Flash Fire, Fire, Pursuit, HP Grass, Will-O-Wisp. And then this one can run... Actually, no, I don't know if it can run Salic, but it can run, like, Band or something. We'll leave this open. We'll just have Explosion on it. So, I don't know if this wants Magneton or not. I'm going to guess a no. We're going to want some defensive utility, and we want some Earthquake switch-ins. So, again, Salamence looks pretty inviting. And we also want a secondary check to Tyranitar, so Swampert looks fairly easy to put on, as always, because it's also going to be putting on, or throwing out offense. So, I don't know, this is a little not so nice against T-Tar. Although we can run Curse Earthquake Snorlax, so that helps a lot. as that move got renamed to Cuss. 136. 136. Nice, I got it. 176. 12. Explosion, yada yada. Yeah, like, you know what? I kind of want Band Gross here, so I think definitely Swampert last. Band Gross can act as defensive utility, but it can also blow some stuff up if need be. So, yeah, this one I'm not as sure about. I'll have to give Medicham another whirl. Maybe it's with BP Zapdos that it needs to be used. Yeah, okay, I think I like that. Zapdos. Wow, suddenly I really like this. Yeah, that's really cool. Actually, you know what I like more? I like this becoming a Breloom. And I just realized, again, this is the undisputed team with Houndoom as the choice of fire. What can I say? It works. Yeah, so this is also a really nice team, actually. I don't know if the Metagross needs to be banned anymore. As we'll just mix up the music, because it's been going on for a while. I'll put on this because I like this. HP Grass, Baton Pass, Thunder Wave, the usual. I really do enjoy this one, though. Sky, Focus Punch, Max, yada yada. Zapdos, same thing. Swampert, same thing as it was before. What was it? Rash, obviously. I'm gonna say Mix Gross is good here. Yeah, Mix, Thunder Punch. Yeah, I like that a lot. This is another set of Astas. Asta pushes the metagame forward like few others. He's really in a league of his own. We're just gonna go Max because Magneton. So Thunder Wave, Hydro, Ice Beam, Earthquake, Focus Punch. Ooh, I know what I'm gonna try next. Mother frigging Wailord. Yeah, he's awesome. So now we're gonna just slap the same EVs we had on there. 28, and I'd forget the rest, and I'm not gonna go through the painstaking process of checking them again. So 28, 84, 136. 8, 84. Whoops, not there. 136. Cool, very fun. Lead with whatever you like. Wailord, 3 to go. Alright, so its primary move is Water Spout, and with Wailord, the idea is to break through Blissey with Self-Destruct. No other water type has that. Quillfish does, but I guess Quillfish does, doesn't it? Are we about to make a Quillfish team? Oh, it doesn't get Taunt. Balls. Not until Gen 4, I guess. Spikes and Explosion on a water type, but it's got a terrible special attack, so never mind. Delete. So yeah, with Wailord, you Water Spout. Non-resist like Skarmory and Swampert are going to get hit really hard. Metagross too. And then, of course, you need to hit hard once you're out of it. It has the same special attack stat as Suicune, so... It also has the polar opposite defense stat of Suicune, because both of them are really bad, and its HP stat, not quite sure if it makes up for it, but we'll check its speed stat. 156, that's same as Swampert, so we're just going to go with a very simple set, and I think it's also got Water Veil, so it can switch into Moltres' Will-O-Wisp, which is pretty cool. So we're going to see if it can survive a 0 special attack Gengar Thunderbolt. And... oh, it's at level 83, no wonder. Yeah, okay, we can live that even with minus Spadef? Yeah, I can live that, even with Spike. And Moltres, same. Great. even Modest was going to do the job. So we're going to go Rash, because look at the damage Dugtrio does. Yeah, way too... Oh, that's with 80 defense, too. So way too much. Don't want to be going Milds and getting Revenge killed too easily. So we'll go with that. Alright, that's Wailord for you. Anyone who played Pokemon Coliseum remembers that one trainer in the Under who just threw out a Wailord and suddenly everything was tiny in comparison. Even that Entei you had recently snagged from Dakim on Mount Battle. Hint, hint, Pokemon Coliseum reference for the future. I think I've made like 4 of those now, but who knows. Anyway, so this is going to be more mixed offense. We're going to want to open things up for a special attacking cleaner, so really just going to pick whatever. The obvious candidates are stuff we've built teams with already. Starmie would be a pretty good one. And, but, you know, the team's going to be really frail. Like, I played some people using my Jinx, Kingdra, Starmie team on ladder, and you know, when you're trying to build halfway decent teams, then sometimes, I mean, with that team it's fun, but it's not really optimal at all, because it's frail as hell. Then again, this might be a good place to stick a Kingdra or Ludicolo, so just yeah, it's fitting Wailord is weird. So what we're gonna do is, my first instinct is to add Zapdos. Well, the question is really, what does Wailord come in on and threaten out? The answer is Tyranitar, pretty much. So how do we get him in against Tyranitar? The answer, I think, is going to be BP with Zapdos, BP with Celebi. I don't know, kind of losing my marbles at this point. Things like Jirachi. Jirachi is also a good cleaner, and it baits T-Tar in, so I like Wailord here with it. I'm not crazy about Zapdos. Yeah, we're gonna go with Super Rachi with the same thing as before. And Wailord uses Self-Destruct because it doesn't get Explosion, because that would just make it too good for NU. That's probably not true. Anyway, so we are going to... Ooh, I know what else we can make. Sunnyzard, except the team will not be dumb. Alright. We'll now go with this thing. I was going to say Arrow, but I think my brain's just short-circuiting. Alright, let's see. Jirachi is... We now want... God, what do we want? We want Dugtrio. Of course we want Dugtrio. We want that bulky Dug that will help with Zapdos and help with Blissey. Wailord can also boom on stuff like Suicune, which is nice. So I'm thinking maybe it makes sense for another water type. Yeah, I do like having Kingdra here. No, that should probably be Beat Up. Aerial Ace, HP Bug. And check your HP Bug IVs. Cool, so Jirachi cleaning up. And now we want a special check, so we're gonna go to the Celebi, another Earthquake resistance, who can also Calm Mind Pass. And this team's actually pretty good against Salamence, so I don't think we really need the Psychic. I guess we would want... Yeah, we're gonna go with Psychic, HP Fire, because Giga Drain's not as big of a deal here, given Wailord's blowing up waters and there's Zapdos. And T-Tar is also going to get destroyed, so yeah, this team managed to fit everything. I'm surprised. And this will help against Moltres, and yeah, that's HP Fire, sorry, not Grass. Not fighting either. And I know what our last kind of team is going to be. It's going to be SD Celepass, one of my first styles I cut my teeth in advance in 9 years ago. Yeah, so standard Zapdos here, although I think this one's going to want to be timid. Thunder Wave, Baton Pass, timid, yada yada. Kingdra, Rain, I have... let's see. Hydro. I keep saying I want... Yeah, this is the kind of team Kingdra can run Surf on, because it's explicitly going out of its way to remove other waters, so I think I'll be fine here. Wants bulk, wants immediate speed for Tyranitar. Lotar's getting messed up, so I don't know about that one. So you know what? When in doubt, you can just run a max bulk Kingdra, and I think that'll be pretty useful. Actually, it's gonna be slower than stuff like Brilliant. No, yeah, you want to be fast. Alright, so just this will do. And, yeah. Wow, this team became a lot more satisfactory than I expected it to. How fun. It can't really switch into lead Tyranitar, though. Boy howdy, do I propose switching in, or leading off with Wailord? I just might. Also, check out Wailord calcs. Wailord versus Metagross, for example. Let's see, Choice Band, because you can live in Earthquake, even with mild, but we're not mild. And Water Spout does a lot, as you can see there. So that's pretty cool. Still probably not going to recommend leading off with it. You know what, why not? It threatens out Mence, it threatens out Tar. It Water Spouts Skarm. It has to switch out of Zapdos, but this thing just baton passes anyway. And, yeah, lead off with Wailord. Go nuts. And against Metagross, I would probably switch to Zapdos. Alright, so now we got a Sunnyzard. Sunnyzard is really, really, really awesome. I cannot express enough how awesome it is. Where the hell is Fire? Oh, okay. Fire Blast. Modest, because, come on. In seriousness, you do want it to actually be killing as much as you can with, we were at 30 thing, because this is divisible by 4. And you want to be killing stuff with Sun, Blaze, Pitaya boosts. So you get your Pitaya after 3 subs now, so that's awesome. So, I don't know if we're going to go HP Grass or Blast Burn yet, but no, we'll see, we'll see. Blast Burn is amazing because just look at, there is no special attacking set, but let's just look at the calc of, well, no, if you're running HP Grass, you will have full special attack. So, we're going to have Blissey, so Fire Blast, +1 in Blaze, and then Sun, doing a ton of damage here. Spike shouldn't be there, but yeah, so that's potentially a KO after spikes, and then some people like Vil used to use Overheat, because this is immense damage, but I am a fan of Blast Burn because, you know, you always thought, oh, I can't use Blast Burn in competitive, and I'm here to tell you, yes you can. As we make our Charizard shiny, because come on. So we're going to go with Blast Burn. Feel free to change it, but you just know you'll never be the ultimate Charizard tamer. Yeah, wasn't the Charcific Valley episode just a heartbreaker? Anyway, so more special offensive stuff. So, well, Celebi is actually probably very likely. So I didn't mean to put it there. I meant to put Doug, but let's see. We can always take it out. Same Doug. We want, you know, Charizard can beat up Blissey and T-Tar, not literally, but, you know, it needs help. So it wants this, and he wants that whole Zapdos and Water switch, so I really like Celebi there. It's Celebi or Snorlax. So we're going to keep going with this handy-dandy bulky Doug. Can we fit Kingdra on this team for late game sweeping? Oh, I think we can. yes, we can. As now, yeah, oh, this is awesome. This is all the strength I ever dreamed of. Hydro, Ice Beam, probably Surf. Missing late game sucks. As we make it modest. 244, etc. That's enough. Yeah, now Selby gonna have lefties and Baton Pass and probably Calm Mind, because just think of all the sheer power going on there. Anyway, now we need defense. We do. We need to cover threats. So I'm thinking Metagross just because it naturally checks Snorlax and, yeah. Metagross, because it checks Snorlax and Tyranitar. So, very helpful Pokemon to have. And just, maybe it's simpler to just finish with Metagross and Snorlax just to have the explosions and be able to check stuff. And I kind of like that. Take some pressure off Celebi, too. So, on the other hand, if this second thing is also a rock check, I can run a more offensive Metagross. So, Baton Pass, I don't know what kind of thing this is going to run yet. I really want to make it Calm Mind Pass, though. Leech Seed is nice because it handles Snorlax, but I think with Metagross, then maybe it doesn't need to be a thing. We also could use a decent lead. I don't feel like leading off any of these pokes. Not that leads are that important, but, you know, sometimes you gotta find one. The obvious candidate here is Zapdos, but I think there's a lot of special offense going on already. So, at the same time, it is, yeah, I'm gonna go with Zapdos because it, well, more momentum with Baton Pass, and it also can chip down Snorlax, especially in sand, and BP gets dug in nicely, and also, I think it can run Modest, yeah, and handles waters, handles stuff like Salamence, god, yeah, okay, this needs to be a bulky Gross. We're gonna run Protect. Is this still playing? Yes, it is. And Explosion. We're gonna run Bulk. And we're gonna run Adamant. Just because we want it to take hits, but we also want it to dish them out in return. So we're gonna calc versus +1 Ments. So, just see how much it would need to live this. Oh, just Impish. That seems like a pretty good benchmark, honestly. So, Impish is 325. Let's see how much that would take. Yeah, I think that's fine. 108. Calm Mind, Giga, Fire. Actually, no, Psychic, because Gengar. And Ments, and yeah, so same thing as before. God, this team is colorful and awesome. So, 140, I'm going to give it some Spit F, just for some security. And I think that attack stat is going to be enough anyway. So, yeah, I like this. This is really fun. Maybe not Blast Burn, but still. Come on. Anyway, so that one looks fun, and now we're going to SD pass. So the first thing we add before even another move on Celebi is Magneton, because that is just obligatory. And we're going to pass to Salic Gross, because it's so awesome, and I've been wanting to make this work. And it's just terrific. So... yeah, that's our start, and then we're going to have Snorlax. Not because it's a good SD pass recipient, just because it's dangerous on Mag offense. And we're going to want some sort of anti-Gengar technique, although maybe Shadow Ball Celebi can help. Yeah, the thing with Celebi is you want Leech Seed, and you want Shadow Ball, and you want HP Fighting, and you want Recover. I'm going to say probably Recover is not the most necessary. So SDBP2 attacks could work. HP Rock is actually something really nasty. Oh, yeah, 48, because we want Men's Bulk. Jolly. And now we want Snorlax just for that lovely combination. And now we can pass to Salamence, potentially, too, and just really destroy everything in sight. So now this video is over, so we're going to go on to our final Pokély battle music thing. This is a remix, so... Well, Oras is a remake of Gen 3, so it fits. Oh, sorry. Okay. So, I'm not married to these guys, but I want dangerous Pokemon everywhere. So, for the mag set, we'll just go with HP. Actually, we kind of want it to have HP Fire, because Swampert is a free Celebi switch. So, I'm going to say Jolly. Timid if we don't have any attacks to minimize the attack IV, even though nothing runs Confusion besides the occasional Dynamic Punch Jirachi. Something else I should make a team with. Well. Yeah, I'm not feeling the inspiration for Dynamic Punch Jirachi, so I'll leave it for next time. I think 10 teams will be enough. So, this is awesome. Thunder Wave, and the last move can be whatever. I don't think clearing sand is all that important here, so we'll go with some bulk. Outrunning Tar. Actually, Tar is so rarely at that range, I'm just gonna make it anti-Swampert. Do I even need to be anti-Swampert? I want some more bulk on it. So I'm gonna say the last move can also be Toxic. Just to mess with Blissey a little bit. Yeah, I can get behind that, and even hit offensive Swampert. Great. Cool, awesome. Okay, so Beast Slam, yeah, this is going to be much needed. Earthquake, Shadow Ball. Passing an SD to Lax does sound really dangerous. And this last Pokemon has to be some sort of anti-rock thing. And as fun as it would be to toy around with stuff like Claydol, I do think Swampert fits the best here. Yeah, I don't think anything else is really going to do the trick. I mean, in theory, I guess it could be Gyarados for double Intimidate, but that's not going to help against Rock Spam. I know I've got the Steel type in addition to it, but these guys don't have any recovery, so maybe if I go with Leech Seed. I do like Gyarados, though, because it... Well, Linear likes to run Milotic on this kind of team because it soaks up Moltres really nicely. So you know what? I'm going to take a leaf out of his book. And yeah, he ran Agiligros, but I think, yeah, this Milotic does the job pretty nicely. I don't think Hypnosis Milo is really good, but this kind of team is not looking for Refresh's long-term benefits. You want the shutting something down of Hypnosis. So we're going to just do this. Yeah. Actually, let's Calc versus Moltres. HP Grass. Milotic. Maybe I should run Mirror Coat on it. No, that's dumb. So, HP Grass. So, neither of these make a difference, so I'm just going to keep the 4 special attack. And run Shiny Female Milotic, because that is the way. Alright, DD, HP Flying. BP, and I still don't know what the last move is. Could be Recover. Could be Hidden Power something. I kind of like Recover just to have longevity on this kind of team. So yeah, I'll get behind that. And, this lets me run Sub-Mag to trap a lot of Metagross. So I'm going to make it Timid. And... Actually, I'm going to run Toxic. Yeah, this I think Toxic Sub will be more useful. Maybe not. Yeah, it's less good against Jirachi. Same old Snorlax spread here. Cool. Mence, Earthquake, Rock Slide. Actually, what I'm going to do is since this can't have as much special defense as I'd like, I'm going to recommend putting it into HP to take things like Heracross better. And I'm going to do that on the other DD Mence team, too. Yeah, if you can't go down to 264, I don't think the special defense is going to be worth it. And especially if you're going to be using it to switch into physical attack. So I'd do that. Cool. Now this is going to be something like max attack. Yeah, I like this, so I don't have to get Metagross's hands dirty against opposing Snorlax. Yeah, that's definitely the right call. So this... It could still be Refresh, honestly. Yeah, you know what? I like that more. I mean, on the other hand, I kind of want Ice Beam because opposing DD Mence is a major threat. Yeah, I think that's probably the way. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll just go with some good old Ice Beam. Toxic, although actually no, I like Toxic because it still will handle Mence and yeah. Toxic Sub, Magneton, do I want that? Do I want to do more? Well, this will also let me outrun Max Speed Tar and Gara, so will we do that? Yeah, we'll outspeed Gara. Do we want Toxic? What do we want Toxic for again? Swampert? I don't think Swampert has as big a deal now. Yeah, we don't care about any variant, so we're going to go with Thunder Wave. So this is great. So this synergy really worked out. 309 for the aforementioned numbers. And now we just add the appropriate amount of Dug Bulk. And we also make our level 100. We got 80 EVs left. Will all of them come into play? 80, 12.5 to KO with spikes. Yeah, we go with that. Alright. Actually... This is a tough call. I don't think we have to outspeed Mulch. Well, we want to outspeed Bulky Gar. We want some Speed F. Yeah, we also want Toxic to beat Starmie one-on-one more easily. So... Yeah, Recover's also the move to help against Starmie. Okay, we're gonna go with the defense. We need the defense. So, yeah, alright, that is 10 teams built in under 2 hours. And I think they are, okay, not masterpieces, but they are definitely not, like, pure gimmicks. I think they're all better than my Jinx team, to give you some reference, and that team ended up working pretty well. So... yeah, go forth, enjoy. Let me know what you like, what you didn't like. And I'll maybe make this a semi-regular thing. I really like making teams, as you may have noticed. And it's relaxing, it's fun, helps you guys out. I wouldn't recommend bringing these to tournaments or anything until they've been tested. And still, you know, maybe nothing too serious. But I think the ideas have merit, so... yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you next time.